Thanks so much, Jenna. Bartley Kives from the Free Press joining us. Today is the day. It's finally arrived.
Finally here.
Election day. Okay, let's talk about the candidates for mayor heading into today.
All right, now we've had this kind of static race for 10 months where Judy Wasilica-Lees had a lead so big you'd think that her opponents were the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but no. Right now, according to the last Citrix poll, it's a lot closer between her and Brian Bowman. They're in a statistical tie. Gord Steve's camp is like fuming, saying no way, we're not down that low, but it's really going to be fascinating because the dynamic has been set up in what Judy and Brian are trying to do is set it up as a two-person race and choose me or choose the other person. And Brian Bowman telling people, well, a vote for anyone besides Judy is a vote for Judy. And Judy Wasilica-Lees still trying to hold on. She's been running this really safe frontrunners campaign, though, so Bowman has all this momentum. It's kind of fascinating. It reminds me kind of a little bit what happens in Toronto, where you have a front runner for so long, Olivia Chow, and she dropped off, and now she's in third.
Okay, so this kind of leads way to people thinking that they're going to vote strategically then, just to make sure that someone doesn't get in. But that's not the best approach.
Well, the poll like this really hurts people like Robert Falcon-Ouellette and Gord Steeves, because it makes people think, well, if somebody really dislikes Brian Bowman, then maybe they will vote for Judy instead of Robert Falcon-Ouellette. Or they won't consider Gord Steeves and they'll vote for Bowman. But the reality is people have to decide, do you want to vote strategically or do you want to vote with your conscience for the candidate you like the most? The reality is people might not be as freaked out by a Brian Bowman on the right as they were by Gord Steeves on the right, given some of his campaign platforms. Maybe not. Maybe maybe this is nonsense. Maybe people are just happy that there's any change from Sam Cates and are just going to be happy voting for whoever they like. So really, people say, what should I do? I just tell people, read as much as you can, find out about the candidates, and vote for the one you like. It's a crazy concept.
And it seems like a simple thing, but weather and having a beautiful day can actually help out a couple of candidates today.
It can help out the candidates. Normally, lousy weather benefits, the theory is, lousy weather benefits the candidates with the biggest campaign organizations, the people who have the ability to get the vote out. People like Robert Falcon-Ouellette and Gord Steeves, who don't have as big organization, as many volunteers as Brian Bowman and Judy Wasilica-Lees, Steeves and Ouellette will be helped out today, I think, by the really good weather that is planned. Remember, Election Day, October 27th, 2010, that was the weather bomb day. So it was terrible weather. That really helped out Judy Wasilica-Lees, who had a much bigger campaign organization than Sam Cates, who had popular support, but not a big team.
Now, there's a lot of focus on the mayoral candidates and that one vote, but the council candidates are just as important.
If not more important, in the sense that if, like I said last week, a couple of seats go over from the right to the left, we could have a center-left council majority that could do things very differently from the typically center-right majority we've seen at City Council for the past 10 years.
So if we head onto the city website, there's information about candidates there, but it can be hard to decipher kind of between the council candidates if we haven't heard a whole lot from them we have with
there
the
are
mayors.
some stories up on the Free Press site on some of the closer races, and there is some of the information out there. I could just, guarantee you've got all day, because you've got nothing better to do. Just go and, if you haven't paid attention yet, find out who your councils are, find out who the incumbent is. If you look up the incumbent, see how they voted in the past, you can just Google their names. And Free Press has coverage tonight live, using also a little election app that will show up on iPads and other platforms. So hopefully people can watch along, and we're going to have all the live results on our website tonight.
Awesome. Do you care to share your personal predictions at this point?
I can't predict in a race this close. I mean, I'm not going to prognosticate, and I myself was a little bit leery of Bowman's huge rise in that poll, but that's their poll. So I'm not going to, if anything, that poll serves to motivate Judy Wasilica-Lees' forces. The worst thing for Brian Bowman was to have his momentum made public, because then Judy's people are really going to be out there working hard today. So it's a pick-em. Judy probably holds on, but Brian could easily knock her off. And you know what? It's Election Day. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's a key thing to keep in mind. Polls open at 8 o'clock this morning, and we're going to have you back tomorrow. We're going to let you sleep in a smidge.
Tiny bit. I'm going to be in rough shape.
Well, we'll have you here at 7:40 with a full recap from all the action happening tonight during the election. Thanks so much, Bartley.
Thank you.
More BT coming up. Stick with us.
It costs me too much money.